Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I got the Utopia review for you. I know it's been a while, it's been a minute, but we're here. First video in the dorm set. It's a little less exciting, but it's really not that different. I mean, I got the same shit here, but yeah, let's get right into it, guys. I got a lot to say right now. Obviously, Utopia has been in the works for years. Rumors of dropping for years. Expectations for most fans were sky high, mine too. And I wasn't sure if Travis was going to reach them, to be honest, but it's safe to say he did. But yeah, off rip, let's talk about Hyena, which right away lets you know that this is a different type of album. Travis is coming through with something entirely new. Those hard hitting industrial drums come through, and you know Travis is bringing you into a whole new world right from the get-go. Then we get to hear Travis rap his ass off over this beat, and man, I mean, this is some of his most hungry verses we've ever heard from him. He's really rapping like the rent is due here. And again, lyrically, it's not the best shit ever. There are a few corny bars here and there. Travis sounds offbeat at a few points, but overall, this was an excellent introduction to the album. This set the stage perfectly. This let you know that Travis was heading into uncharted waters. The following, Thank God, keeps the same eerie vibe with some more industrial drums and synths. Thank God is very cinematic, builds up a lot of tension throughout the song. Travis's second verse is great, one of the best on the album. And the keys that come in at the end of the song are just excellence. They sound so good. And of course, the controversial Casey feature, to me, is fine. I don't get what the big fuss is about with him on Twitter and all that shit. Next up, we got one of my favorite tracks on the album, Modern Jam. I think this song incorporates industrial drums into the instrumentals the best. I mean, we see them throughout the album, and here it is perfect. Travis drops a lot of memorable Kanye-esque bars. Of course, there are the Yeezus comparisons. You can see the influence with the industrial drums, and also with a lot of Travis's flow patterns and even lyrics here, which I feel like are pretty Kanye reminiscent, like On Fire, the New Burning Man. And even in the winter, it's a summer jam. We also get an excellent feature from Tizo, Touchdown on the back end, and man, I'm excited for his album dropping soon. He's had some excellent features over the last couple of years, and what he did on Modern Jam cannot be understated. It was a beautiful outro. Alright, so one thing I feel about Utopia is that there is a level of narrative cohesion to it, but not necessarily through Travis's lyricism, but through his world building and instrumentals. And here, these first couple tracks, I think we're seeing Travis set the stage, set the mood for the album. He's just setting the vibe, more or less. And moving on to My Eyes, this is where we really get to soak in the serenity of Utopia. The instrumental starts off atmospheric. Travis is messing around with some cool and unique vocal effects. I love them. I think it's super fun. Travis's second verse on this track as well may be his best ever, if not one of them, especially the way the beat switch comes in and progresses and gets more intense with Travis's rapping. I mean, truly one of the best moments on the album, one of my favorites for sure. But yeah, again, narratively in this album, I think this is where we see Travis trying to find Utopia. This is where we see him set off on his journey after this beautiful masterpiece of a song. My Eyes, at this point to me, is Travis's best song. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, man, just everything about it is perfect. God's Country is another track where I think we see some Kanye influence in Travis's flows and vocal inflections, although I do enjoy them. Again, it's super fun, playful. But yeah, for me, God's Country is one of the more underwhelming tracks on the album. It's still great, of course, not to diminish it as a song, but there's no bad songs on this album, obviously. God Country is just not one that I personally gravitate to. Now, moving on to Sirens, let me say right off the bat that Drake skit on the end of the song is probably my favorite part of the album. That makes me crack up every time I hear it. I mean, Drake's delivery is just so deadpan. He sounds so disinterested. It's hilarious. It's honestly like Oh my god, it's perfect. But yeah, this is another great track, and this is where we see Travis. Again, I said My Eyes was setting off. He's setting off on his journey at that point. Again, I think God's Country and Sirens are some more world building type tracks, just some more very spacey, vibrant songs that are meant to, again, set some mood, set some tone. But then we move on to Meltdown. Following Drake's awesome skit, we get what is legitimately one of the best feature verses of the year. Drake is delivering one-liner after one-liner after one-liner. I mean, he comes in with that aggressive, that tea time, tea time, tea time. And that, oh my, tea time like I got a cup of this shit. Tea time like I've had a 5:45. Like, Drake just, every bar is a hit on Meltdown for Drake. And then we get the, is you fucking crazy? Is you fucking crazy? Refrains from Travis moving into the second part of the song. And Travis delivers a great verse as well. This is, again, another top tier track on the album. I don't think of it as Sicko Mode 2. I think it's a very different type of song despite having some similarities. One of my favorite parts about this track is the TIE Fighter blast they have in the background of the first beat switch. I mean, again, it's just little details like that. And the swelling and progression of the instrumental, again, just so intense. And, going back to the TIE Fighter, to the Star Wars, this is where I do think, again, we get some narrative. This is, again, when I think about how the album progresses sonically, I'm thinking about Travis on this journey, and this is where the journey gets rocky. This is where he encounters some struggles while flying through space in this dystopian society. He's getting chased and shot at, but also at this point we get kind of we get Travis assembling his team. Him and Drake are linked up right now, and the next couple tracks is where we start to get all the heavy hitting features. And again, this middle stretch of the album, that is what I think of it. That is Drake going to different, corners of this galaxy, corners of this world, in search of utopia, with different allies in his features. And with that being said, we're moving on to Fiend, the biggest banger on the album. Oh my god, my first listen when Cardi came on, and I'm gonna be honest, Genius is saying that Travis is on the chorus. I don't believe it. Could it be Travis? Yeah, maybe, but no, that's Cardi. That's straight up Cardi, guys. Don't let the media fool you. And that was just so exciting. But this track to me is, feels like Travis has boarded an enemy spaceship or some shit like that. He's somewhere he's not supposed to be, and he's getting busted. And him and Cardi, they're getting out with the goods, They're heisting it right now. Because this is some intense, this is some alarming music. This is a cut that it makes you feel like you're in a chase. It makes you feel like you're in pursuit, with the intoxicating Fiend refrain that Travis or Cardi brings. You got a super energetic verse from Travis on this. Again, this is just an epic of a rage beat. It's probably the best rage instrumental ever. We also get this new voice from Cardi that everyone's talking about. I'm personally not the biggest fan, but it's still a good verse. And again, this is an incredible song. El Resto to me is the escape. Travis made it out the cut. Barely. He is thankful for his life right now. He is appreciative, but he is still in pursuit of utopia. Again, this is one of the weaker tracks to me. Beyonce's feature is obviously great, and the song itself, again, great. It's just, I'd say it's the one song that doesn't really fit the track list that well. Now, I Know is, again, one of my favorite tracks on the album. It is a perfect, moody trap banger. This is the perfect nighttime drive song. And this is a song to me that is enhanced sequel to Raindrops off of Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin with Travis. I feel like the vibes, the cadences, the flows are very similar. And I know it just does everything better. The instrumental is better, the atmosphere is better, the inflections are more crisp, the chorus is catchier, and it is just an absolute banger. All right, and then moving on to Utopia Twins, we get another awesome track banger. I know a lot of people are not the biggest fans of the Rob 49 feature. I think it's great. I love the energy he brings to the track. His delivery, again, is unique. It's great. It's rugged, it's vicious. Travis comes through with, again, another catchy chorus, some great verses. 21 drops a pretty memorable verse. I prefer his verse Until Further Notice, but it's good here too. And this is like the most basic, most standard song and instrumental on the album. This doesn't feel too far deviated from mainstream trap right now, but it's still a banger, still a great song. Super fun. The abrupt ending of the song is a little off-putting though. It was always weird to me. Sway Lee has a beautiful intro on Circus Maximus. One of my favorite like low-key just little singing features that's on this album, because there's several like Tizo and Casey as well where it's just 20 seconds of like singing, and I think artists should utilize features like this more. I've loved every one of them on Utopia. But yeah, and then we get the Black Skinhead drums, again, sampled from Kanye West's Jesus album. And this is a super progressive, a lot of tension is built in this song. And when The Weeknd's vocals hit, that is the release. And this is a song that, again, is amazing. I love this song. Not in my rotation too heavy, because it's just a build-up, It's a super... it's like a great experience. It works in the track list well, where like you're getting this great rapping from Travis over this dark instrumental, and it builds up up to The Weeknd's beautiful singing. And yeah, just another great track on the album. The Weeknd and Travis is always a class act. They're great together. Parasail is a more weird cut on the album to me. We get a solid Young Lean feature, but it's really just this hazy, distorted, mellow track. Honestly, reminds me of Call Drops by A$AP Rocky and Kodak Black. The just super subdued, drugged out deliveries, melancholic singing. We also get some Dave Chappelle vocals where he's repeating some refrains, again, just reinforcing the ideas of Utopia, and also discusses how Utopia is a state of mind and not a place, which is an important theme that Travis builds throughout this album. Hints at subtly early on. Schizo is another super high on the album. It is just an absolute epic from Travis Scott and Young Thug. We get multiple beat switches that are super dramatic, super intense, and also super different. We're getting great, passionate rapping from Travis. We're getting a solid Young Thug feature, which you could always count on. And yeah, I know this is a lot of people's favorite song. It's definitely up there for me, but this is just, a whole experience of a track. Then we move on to Lost Forever, which has been a hyped up snippet, hyped up leak for years. And as someone who loves West Side Gun personally, I'm a little bit underwhelmed by the track. It's still, again, amazing. The super moody, dark Alchemist instrumental and the beat switch, all great. West Side Gun's verse is solid, though. I think it could be better. And we also get some good rapping from Travis. But again, I feel like the way Travis is rapping on the beat at first is just weird. I feel like it's a little too dark, a little too deep. But yeah, again, overall, another amazing track. A lot of my complaints like that is just nitpicking. Because again, I'll say it now for you guys, this is my album of the year at this point going forward. This is the best album to drop so far this year to me at this point. Moving on to Love, we get a groovy, dark banger from Travis Scott and Kid Cudi. Again, another duo that is normally pretty good together. The Scotts is a shit song, but they got other good tracks together. We are again getting some standout rapping performances from Travis, a solid Kid Cudi feature, and also I love I love how Travis samples numbers on the boards by Pusha T here. Works great into the beat. K-pop, of course, was the leading single to come out for Utopia and confused a lot of fans. I think in the context of the album, it works well. And I feel like this is kind of like a interlude type of breath of fresh air. Like, you know, the song takes you out of the album a little bit. And I feel like it's kind of on purpose. You know, I feel like that's kind of the idea of this song, to pull you out for a second, just to put you back in for the grand finale you get. Again, this track, solid Travis performance, solid The Weeknd performance, and solid Bad Bunny performance. Just a little like mainstream radio banger from Travis, and it's good enough. Now we move on to Telekinesis, and one like feeling I personally have, or in the way I personally view Utopia, is I think of Telekinesis as the outro to the album, and I think of Until Further Notice as almost like the epilogue. But yeah, I think of Telekinesis to the outro because this is where we get closure. This is where we see Travis accepting his utopia, accepting his peace of mind after all the trials and tribulations, all these songs that I were talking about representing journeys, which was Travis talking about fighting his addiction demons on a track like I Know or Love and other issues he has. Now we see him reach this serenity, and man, everything about this song is beautiful. Every single part of this song is beautiful. Futures verse is great, passionate, super fun. The instrumental is powerful. It pulls you in immediately, and when the synths and SZA's voice hit, SZA, like, she feels like her inclusion is supposed to be Travis's, like that is she's welcoming Travis to Utopia. That's almost how it feels. And it is just a beautiful, epic way to end an epic album. But then we have Till Further Notice, and obviously kind of like the title conveys, we might not see Travis until further notice. He might be gone for a while. To me, this is Travis letting us process what we just listened to. Obviously, when he recorded this, when he curated this, he knew he had something special. You knew it from the second the album started, and this is him pretty much offering himself up, being like, here is what I left you, here is what I've done, here's what I have to offer, and we'll see what it's like when I return. I don't know when that will be. We get some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful vocals from James Blake whenever him and Travis link up. Again, class act together. And then we of course get the final 21 Savage verse, and his best verse in my opinion. He's in his more introspective, a little more vulnerable bag, and I love 21 when he's in that mode. And yeah, I think it's just the let's see what happens, the see you next time, the I just fucked the game up and I know it, and I love that. And again, obviously, just because I'm saying that doesn't mean that it's true in any sense. That is just how I personally view the album, how I perceive it. But yeah, overall, Travis really delivered one of the most refreshing and exciting listens of the last 5 to 10 years. This is one of the best and most fun first listens I've had with an album in a while. It hasn't left my rotation at all. It's one of the albums I've bumped the most consistently since release in a while as well. And I mean, an album filled with twists and turns, a lot of new ideas, and an album that realistically is going to change the landscape of mainstream hip-hop. I think this will lead to a lot of other mainstream acts getting more experimental in their music. Hopefully we see a lot of people deviating away from the mainstream sound that a lot of artists are trapped in. But yeah, Utopia, Travis Scott, album of the year. I will be scoring it a 9 out of 10. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is obviously the biggest drop to happen in a long time. Everyone is talking about it. Comment your top 3 songs. Like, subscribe, share, all that. We're going to be back in the content bag, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of reviews I want to get out to you guys, and that is the goal going forward. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.